Okay, here we have it, guys and girls and everyone in between. Yeah, we got Spider-Man 2. I was gonna say Miles Morales. No, not Miles Morales, just Spider-Man 2. And it has issues. It has issues that were in the previous two games, and they're still here. They didn't even bother fixing them, and it has even like more issues that I'm gonna talk about. So just keep. I've been playing the game. No, I beat the Sandman. I played this game on PS5, so I'm not gonna replay it over here. I've just replayed that part so I can get to the free roaming. But look at this. Like, I'm already bottlenecked, right? This is on 4K DLAA, no upscaling, nothing of the sort, nothing weird or something like that. 4K DLAA, which is like balls to the wall kind of settings. Everything's very high. Ray tracing is very high. Ray tracing is actually set to ultimate because why not? I disabled bloom, chromatic aberration, vignette because I don't really like them. Look at like what the bloom does, like makes everything over. Look at the lights, it's like overexposed, so I don't like that. I like lights to look like lights. And motion blur, you know, it's trash. If you don't have like less than 30 FPS, it just looks like trash. All right, so this is ray tracing, everything maxed out. And as you can see on DLAA, it's giving me 46 FPS, and I'm still, I'm bottlenecked. Like it drops down to like 89, 88, 84, 85 sometimes. If I enable DLSS, let me just enable DLSS on quality, right? I'm already bottlenecked, but I am getting performance uplift. The math is not mathing. How? Like how? I'm already bottlenecked. It shouldn't give me more FPS because this GPU is still waiting on the CPU to make those, to calculate the data for it, to give it so that it can process it and show it to you. But it still gave me more FPS. And this becomes weird again when I do DLSS. Let's do DLSS Ultra Performance, right? I'm still getting a bump in FPS. Like in what world does a CPU bottleneck give you more performance? Doesn't exist. In no world. Okay, so something is not mathing here. The math is not really working correctly here. If I am already CPU bottlenecked, and the CPU bottleneck, my GPU shouldn't be having more performance. I should be having less performance, or like the same performance but less GPU utilization when I drop the quality, or like drop the resolution from like DLSS, from DLAA to DLSS quality to DLSS performance. But no, I am getting basically I got like 20 FPS more than DLSS quality with ultra performance, and I got 20 FPS more from like DLAA to DLSS quality. So that doesn't make sense. That doesn't really click with me. That doesn't really math in my brain. It doesn't make any sense. So this is one issue, and the other issue is like it only exists on AMD hardware. Anybody with AMD hardware is gonna see this problem, and the thing is, why it boggles my mind is that the PS5 is AMD hardware, and they optimize it for the PS5, but they don't optimize it for AMD hardware on PC. I see mixed reviews on Steam, but most of the reviews that are bad are because of people have like 5600X or like 57 something 5800X 3D, or like the 7800X 3D or something like that. And all of them having issues with this game, even on very powerful CPUs. That means that it's not really optimized for this specific platform. And also why I say it's just on AMD, it's because I had a 13700K before, and both two Spider-Man games that released on PC before worked flawlessly with the 13700K. And I upgraded that because of other games, started bottlenecking my 4090 if I don't use frame generation, like Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn, and all other games basically with the 13700K get bottlenecked. The 4090 gets bottlenecked with that CPU, but on this specific game, the Intel CPUs do better. Even probably the 13600K is gonna do better than 7800X 3D or like 7950X 3D, which doesn't make sense. So let me just I want to apply the changes. Let me just go back and disable DLSS at all, like disable it completely. Go back to the game. Let's see like how it works inside the game. Like this is you know, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm not gonna lie, it just doesn't make sense to me. Let's just fight now. Like in this scene, I'm getting like 90% utilization. It drops to like low 90s, but everything you know, above 90 is still to me not a bottleneck. You know what I mean? Everything like above 90 is not a bottleneck to me. People say everything below 95 is a bottleneck, but to me, as long as it's 90% utilization, it's still not, you know, CPU bottleneck, which it is a little bit, but it's still not to me a bottleneck. So right now 95, 97, it goes up and down. I don't feel any, you know, dip in performance or stuttering or anything like that. You know, 50, it goes from 50 to like 60 FPS. Right now it's like 48. Wow. And I didn't even feel the slow down or something like that. I think it's because of the VRR on the screen. But I think if you don't have VRR on your screen, the variable refresh rate is you're gonna probably feel that dipping in performance going up and down. Me, I don't feel it, to be honest, and it's a good thing, to be honest. It's a good thing for me.
Someone was keeping tabs on Mark.
All right, let's quit this mission. So now I can go roaming, and as you can see, as soon as I go probably down, it's gonna start bottlenecking my my graphics card. Okay, nope, still not yet. Not bottlenecking. Okay, so in game, using DLAA, having like 40 FPS, it's not gonna bottleneck the GPU. The CPU is not gonna bottleneck the GPU, and I'm pretty sure that it's not because the CPU is bottlenecking the GPU. It's not the CPU that it's weak. Let's reset the 100% loads because 228 is not the reality of things here. I say that the engine is bottlenecking the GPU because the engine is not giving enough information to the CPU to process or to calculate for the GPU to process. So the engine is actually the problem here, and yeah, it looks like a CPU bottleneck, but the CPU is not bottlenecking anything. Because if it was a CPU bottleneck, I wouldn't have more performance when I, you know, drop the quality from like DLAA to DLSS quality and then to the DLSS performance. I wouldn't have that. If it was a CPU bottleneck, then that means that the CPU is not able to give more than that frame rate, but it does. It gives more than that frame rate. It's just like it still drops the GPU utilization because the engine is not feeding it enough information for that specific resolution or that specific quality. So yeah, it sounds like a ranting video because it is. I'm not gonna lie, it is. This game had like 1 year and 4 months, I think, so a year and a half basically, and still they delivered. This is The Last of Us all over again. I'm not gonna lie, this is The Last of Us all over again. And remember The Last of Us? High VRAM usage? Same here, like 13.3 gigabytes of VRAM. What GPU has most GPUs have like at most 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Or let's say 10 gigabytes of VRAM with the 3080, right? Only the 40 series, and I say only the 40 series, mid-range GPUs that can play on 4K, which is the 4070 Super, which is like basically the same performance as a 3090 Ti, is only 12 gigabytes. It's not 13 gigabytes, it's not 14 gigabytes, it's not 16 gigabytes. It's a 12 gigabyte GPU in which it can do 4K, play 4K on this game, but it's not going to be able to because of its VRAM capacity. And yes, Nvidia is one part to blame, but also game developers another part to blame. Remember The Last of Us? It used 20 gigabytes of VRAM at launch on 1080p. 20 gigabytes of VRAM. Let's say like 4K DLSS performance, which is still 1080p, but still like, you know, giving a 4K signal. And it's upscaling and doing its DLSS magic or like FSR magic to get it like a 4K to look better than just 1080p. But still, 20 gigabytes of VRAM utilization with The Last of Us. That was bad. That was not good. And this is like halfway there because 13 gigabytes of VRAM, not good. And even if I drop it, let me just show you. Even if I drop resolution, let's just drop it right now. Even if I drop resolution right here, let's drop resolution. I can't see nothing. Okay, as you can see, it dropped from 13 to 10.5. 2.5 gigabytes is not enough for this whole resolution. You know what I mean? So let me just go back to 4K again. I just wanted to prove a point. 10 gigabytes of VRAM at 1080p. It's not enough. It's not. It had to be like. It has to be less than 8. It's not enough of a VRAM drop. So now let's just enable DLSS. Let's enable DLSS on quality and see how it works with DLSS quality in game. Right now, I'm a little bit bottlenecked, like 80%, but let's see if it's gonna give me more FPS. While it just, oh, it gave me more. As you can see, it's like from 54 to 76, but it dropped from 88 to 77 or 76 GPU utilization. That makes no sense. Let me just put the logo over there for DLSS, and we set the 100% lows. Let's go back to the game. I don't. This just doesn't math with me. It just doesn't really make any sense. Like going from 80% utilization in that specific scene, you know, because when you pause the game, it's like it's stuck in a specific scene, to a 77% utilization, dropping 10% or like more than 10, because it went like 76 or like a 12% utilization drop, and still giving me more FPS from like 54, like 48, something like, it was like ranging between 55 and 48 FPS, and still giving me more performance to like 60 FPS, like now like sometimes it goes to 80. That doesn't math quite well with me. It doesn't math. It doesn't calculate with me. That means that the GPU, not the GPU, that the engine of the game is not optimized. So the game needs optimizing, and it specifically need to prioritize optimizing the game for AMD CPUs, because AMD 3D V-Cache CPUs are the strongest CPUs for gaming. Period, as people say it. They are the strongest CPUs for gaming. Nothing comes close to them in gaming. Like even the 14th gen Intel is like not even probably 80% of the performance in gaming of this GPU. So it's not even a tie or something like this. No, it's not. So they should be prioritizing AMD CPUs over Intel CPUs. Those are like self-destructing. But I bet you, I guarantee you, anyone who has like a 13 or like a 14th gen CPU with a 4090, they're not gonna see any bottlenecking with this in this game. Nothing. Because I've experienced it with Miles Morales, and I've experienced it with the Spider-Man Remastered. Well, Spider-Man Remastered was a little bit better than Miles Morales. Miles Morales was like a weird case. Even on DLAA and 4K with max ray tracing is like probably 70%, 60% GPU utilization, and I had to use frame generation. Frame generation did not even actually go to 100%. It just like stayed in like from 60 to 80% utilization, because it's still CPU bottlenecked, and the frame generation does not actually just fill up the GPU utilization. It just gives you one more frame of what you already have. It's not gonna give you frames that you don't have. All right, so let's go now enable DLSS on performance and see if it's okay right here. So right at this scene, I have like 83 GPU utilization. I have 90 FPS. Let's see if I drop it to DLSS performance, if I'm gonna get 100 FPS. How? You see, this is what I'm talking about. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Let's put the DLSS performance logo there. It doesn't make sense at all. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It just doesn't make sense anymore. I'm quite mind boggled right now, and it's now dropping to 60 FPS, and it's like going to 90, 80%, 70% utilization. It's jumping wide. Like it's a bad thing. I don't know. It's a bad port of a beautiful game. You see, the visuals of the game look fine. The game plays fine. I don't feel any stuttering. I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel any stuttering even with this varying performance of the game. But it shouldn't be like this. I'm not gonna lie to you. It should be better than this. It should always be better than this from Nexus, because Ratchet and Clank and Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West, they are working well with this GPU, with this CPU. That's why I'm thinking it's not the CPU's fault. It's like the game engine fault. The CPU is working just fine, because I'm getting, when I use DLSS, I do get performance uplift. It's just still drops the GPU utilization. So I'm gonna have to take this girl to
Thank you so much, Spider-Man. I thought I was done for.
Oh, she has a lisp. Why would they like? Okay, probably it's because of to make it more realistic. Like people have lisp in real life. Why are people scared when Spider-Man shows up?
And
The hell?
They'll take good care of you here.
Okay.
Can always count on you, Spidey.
Now, right now, let's just disable ray tracing. Let's see. Let's disable ray tracing because I cannot drop resolution even more because I'm already bottlenecked. I'm engine bottlenecked. I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but I'm engine bottlenecked. Let's disable ray tracing at all, right? Okay, 170, which is good, but still bottlenecked. Still bottlenecked on DLSS performance. Let's do DLSS on quality. Or like, let's do DLAA actually. Just disable DLSS. So DLAA, see if I'm still bottlenecked. Okay, a little bit. I'm in the low 90s, and I'm, as I said before, anything below 90 is a bottleneck for me. Anything above 90 is still, oh no, 88. So this is still bottlenecked. Okay, 88 is a bottleneck. And weirdly enough, it's not the CPU's fault. It's just the game's fault, and they should look into this ASAP before they look into anything else. They should look into AMD CPU utilization, or like AMD CPUs at all, not just utilization, the CPU optimization for the AMD CPUs. That's what they should look into first before they do anything else, because the game plays good. I mean, it's just like not really giving the CPU run for its money. Okay, let's enable frame generation. Let's enable frame generation. Disable DLSS logo from there, and just enable frame generation right here. Let's do frame generation, or like, yeah, frame generation right here. And then what the hell is what's wrong with this? Why does it go up? Okay, frame generation, just frame generation without any upscaling. Okay, so frame generation actually a little bit fixes the problem a little bit, not that much. But yeah, still not 100% utilization all the time. And that's what frame generation is actually for, but it's still not really working that well. The frame generation is supposed to fill the gaps between, you know, the supposed to make the game feel better, but it's not really actually making the GPU go 100%. In all of the games it does, but in this game it's still, you see, nothing. It's dropping to 80% with frame generation. What the fuck is wrong with this game? This is horrible. It's just horrible. Just horrible. That's what I'm gonna say. It's just horrible. I don't care about 150 frames per second, because that's not what you're gonna be feeling if you don't have VRR. Because it's dropping from 150 to 120, and that's dropping, probably is gonna drop to low hundreds. It's not gonna feel good without variable refresh rate. Thank God for the OLED technology, man. Thank God for the OLED technology. I don't know, Nixies, we've been praising them too much, probably. We've like jinxed their ability to optimize games. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. All right, so one thing that I can do now is like go and increase the resolution. I'm gonna do 6K. Okay, let's do 6K, but before I do that, let me just go to Riva Tuner. Where's Riva Tuner? Where is Riva Tuner? Oh, right here. So right in front of my eyes. The game is making me lose my mind. Let's increase this a little bit, because 6K is gonna make it small. All right. Okay, 6K applied. It's still a little bit smaller, but I think you can see it. Let me just make it a little bit bigger again. Just a tiny bit bigger. Okay. Let's go to the game. I think it went back to 4K now. Did it? Did it go back to 4K? I can't see anything. Okay, it did go back to 4K. Let's just enable 6K now. Wow, 15 minutes just to enable 6K. If you like exit the game, it's gonna go back to 4K. All right, 6K with DLSS frame generation. Let's just enable. Why does it go back up? This is stupid. Let's enable DLSS on performance. And 6K, which is like basically now 4K. Oh, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good. It looks jittery. It doesn't look good at all. It's using 16 gigabytes of VRAM, which is, well, yeah. It's oh, a helicopter almost chopped my head. it feels like it looks like 30 FPS. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks like 30 FPS. The frame pacing is just horrible. All right, let's go like down to 5K. Let's go down to 5K. Let's see if it's gonna be better. Still same. Oh, I get why. I know why. I think I've seen why. Where's... Okay, display here, right here. 24 hertz. See why? I want to make it 144, not 24. I was like, it feels like 30 FPS. Now it's gonna feel better. Let's go back to 6K. That's my fault. I didn't notice that. Okay, 6K, 150 FPS, well, 120 FPS, and it's stable. This is how I would play it right now, to be honest with you. 6K DLSS performance, and play it like this, but because I want to use ray tracing, and if you don't use ray tracing, this game like has like shitty lighting. That's why they forced ray tracing on PS5, because they want it to look good, right? They want it to look good, and they don't just want it to suck. And frame generation with DLSS performance, it means like it's on 4K resolution and upscale to 6K. Well, not 4K, like a little bit lower than 4K, but it's upscale to 6K. And it's still definitely not 1440p upscale to 6K, because that doesn't make any sense. So it's a little bit lower than 4K, upscaled to 6K with DLSS performance, and yeah, there you have it, like 110 frames per second. Now the GPU is like still dropping from like 99, but it's, you know, not dropping that much. It's like still in the 90s. Oh, now it's like the 80s. How the fuck is it on the 80s on 6K? The hell is this GPU dropping to 80 GPU utilization, 80%? You see, it's what I'm talking about. It's not the fault of the hardware. It's the fault of the development environment. It's the engine not really doing its job. That's what is making this game not be good. Let me just do this chase. Actually, before I do this chase, let's do DLSS. DLSS logo there. Let's do DLSS. I mean ray tracing on maximum again. Okay, ray tracing ultimate. Okay, and I'm gonna do object range to, I don't know, 5. I'm gonna do it to 5. Okay, let's go back. And I'm using 18 or like 19 gigabytes of VRAM, which makes sense. This is like 6K, makes sense. But it shouldn't really be this bad. Oh, it's gonna crash. The game's gonna crash. I think I feel it. It's just like stop. Yep, it's gonna crash. Yep, it crashed. Yes, I can still hear it, but it crashed. Okay, there you have it, guys. I think that'll be it. If you watched this video until now, at a minimum, thank you. Consider subscribing, or what was that video? Subscribing, I think. Consider subscribing, liking the video, disliking the video if you dislike it. It was like a bit of a ranting about this performance of the game, but it's like I'm just relaying the information here. The game optimization is horrible. So yeah, leave me a comment, subscribe, hit the like button, and see you in the next video. I think I'm gonna do like a different kind of style of video. I'm not gonna do just like Spider-Man video. I'm probably gonna do something else, and I'm gonna try it probably next one, the 3080. This is the 3080 Founders Edition that I have. I think I'm gonna do the 3080 next. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Ciao.